welcome back. Coming up next, Mark Allen is in action against Barry Hawkins. The pair met at this stage of the competition back in 2015, with Allen claiming a 4-2 win. The winner of this match will take on Neil Robertson in tonight's group final. Phil Yates and Stephen Hendry are standing by in the commentary box. But first, to introduce the players, our MC, Phil Seymour.
Welcome back to the ManBet X Champion of Champions here at the Ricoh Arena in Coventry. This is the second semi-final in group number 2. It's the best of 7 frames, and it's time now to meet the players. We begin with the reigning Masters champion, fresh from victory in the International Championship just last week, the Pistol, Mark Allen.
One more and more people just want more and more freedom and love. What he's looking for. More and more people just want more and more freedom and love. What he's looking for. Free from desire, mind and senses purified. Free from desire, mind and senses purified. Free from desire, mind and senses purified. Free from desire.
I'll try.
And his opponent, a former Crucible finalist and winner of the 2017 World Grand Prix, flying in the Ricoh Arena, the Hawk, Barry Hawkins.
Terrific first match this afternoon. Now we're guaranteed another one.
Thank you. The first frame, Barry Hawkins to break.
Hawkins against Mark Allen, 2 classy performers.
Yeah, Barry Hawkins
Cameras down now,
ranked
please.
6
Thank you.
in the world. Mark Allen ranked 7. Couldn't line up a much tighter match. Mark Allen fresh from his victory last week in China. Can he win 2 tournaments in a row for the first time in his career? There'll be no one this week with more confidence than him. And up against probably the archetypal, underdog. As people probably don't recognize Barry Hawkins, Phil, as one of the top players in the game, but he's ranked number 6. It's incredible. The ultimate under-the-radar player, you would say.
He is, and he shouldn't be. Especially when he gets to the Crucible Theatre, he plays some wonderful snooker. So hard to beat. The only thing we can say with certainty is that the quarter-final this evening, as Hawkins goes in off, will feature
Mark Allen.
2 left-handers.
Yeah, I love both these players' games. Both very attacking players. Both heavy scorers, as most players are in this event, the best players in the world. Love watching Mark Allen play. He's got probably, in the game today, he's got a very unique cue action. Most of the top players have quite a long, flowing, smooth cue action, where he's more short, almost jabby. But in this cloth, which is playing so fast, it will suit him down to a T if he gets in around the pink and black. Very attacking shot. Played the cannon on the red beside the black. He probably thought he placed the cue ball in the exact angle to do that, but maybe the cushion, a little bit of slide on it still. It's still a great opening chance here.
Seven. 8.
Yeah, we've already had the magic 147 today. Last week in China, Mark Allen had a 142 and a 146 in the same match. So that shows you the savage scoring he's capable of.
50.
And already straight back into the groove.
Yes, and of course,
60.
146 breaks are far less common than 147s. I'll just give you a couple of stats about 147s, which is quite pertinent
23.
considering what happened earlier this afternoon. Selby's maximum was the 10th in professional competition this year and the 144th in snooker history. Who's going to make the 147th 147? Can't wait.
Well, if there's been 10 already and we're not even halfway through the season, you would think it's going to happen this season.
31.
I must admit, even just watching Mark Allen walk down the stairs at the start, he looks very focused.
32.
Very intense character around the table. Great competitor.
I was talking to
37.
Mark earlier on today, and we were talking about the implications and the bonuses that come from being international champion. Bear in mind, the first prize out there in Daqing, China, on Sunday was £175,000. That equates to 175,000 ranking points. And he knew going into that match what it all meant. It meant he was guaranteed to be with us at the World Grand Prix. Guaranteed to be with us pretty much at the Players' Championship, and
44.
a long way down the road to being at the Tour Championship.
45.
Yeah, great times to be a top snooker player. There's no doubt about it. Potential rewards are incredible now.
52.
Just a couple inches short for ideal position. Wouldn't expect him to miss this at all. I don't think he'll go into the pink here. I think it'll be a screw of 2 cushions for. There's a red at the bottom of the bunch that goes to the left corner. Just depends how he likes the angle in the blue. It's not a big target if he wants to go into them. Well, that was a clever little cannon. It was obviously a natural angle
58.
in potting the blue for the cue ball to go on that path. Cannon that outside red, leave him on this to the middle. Thinking
59.
very clearly. That's the art of break building. Seeing these little shots, seeing these little cannons.
66. 67.
Not a bad start this, Phil.
Well, it's a
74.
continuation. Different country, different continent. But the same
75.
old Mark Allen, relentless. When he won the international championship, he put together 14 centuries. That's a remarkable number in a tournament with just one session
82.
matches. Apart from the semi-final and final, of course.
83.
Well, this has been fantastic
89.
to watch, this break.
90.
As per usual, Mark Allen's playing. He's had that cue ball pretty much in tight control the whole break.
97.
On a string.
98. $105.
Fabulous century break.
106.
The Champion of Champions was designed as a showcase for the cream of snooker. They assemble every year
150.
the very best in the business, and this year they are producing wonders.
118.
Yeah, this frame is not even 10 minutes old.
122. 127. 133.
Barry Hawkins, if he didn't know before, he knows now. He's got a tiger by the tail.
Mark Allen, 140.
Mark Allen is playing
On the first round.
arguably the best snooker of his entire career. He's in awesome form, and he leads Barry Hawkins by a frame to nil. To what's been a wonderful afternoon so far at the Ricoh Arena in Coventry. It's the Man Bet X Champion of Champions of 2018, already through to the quarter-finals this evening. Neil Robertson beating Mark Selby 4-3.
Thank you. The second
If you're
frame.
just joining us, Mark Selby made a
Mark
1-4-7
Allen to
break
break.
in the second frame. In the first frame here, Mark Allen has introduced himself to the match with a 140 total clearance. He's on top of the world, the man from Northern Ireland. And yet, you know, when he started out on the road in Darching last week, it was a calamitous start. He was 4-0 down in his first match against Liam Highfield, having scored 8 points pre-interval. Should have lost the match 6-3. He won in the end just about. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Nice target, that yellow beside Barry Hawkins' bridge hand to get this cue ball in behind. He's far too thick. He'll be disappointed with that shot. And you can see it in his face. Maybe that was an opportunity to put his opponent in some trouble there. And the red Mark Allen's looking at, he's looking at playing thin on the right hand side of it as we look, but it'd be going very close to the left corner pocket, so. Is he taking the pot on? Well, in the end it was pretty well worked out, the cannon, the path that the cue ball took from going from that red, but it just shows how confident he is.
Tap on the table from Allen. The pace was good. Cue ball very close to not only the ball cushion but also the jaws of that ball pocket.
Red could go pretty close to the corner pocket here. Oh, I got the wrong red. He thought he was going to the 3 reds underneath the pink. I thought it was possibility. He's going for that one. One planting into the left corner. He's not got away with this one though. So first chance for Barry Hawkins. I've seen what his opponent can do. Given a scoring chance, what can Barry Hawkins do in reply?
Well, I just hope for Hawkins' sake he's not got a good memory and he's not a believer in
6.
omens, because when they met in the first round, the corresponding stage of this tournament 3 years ago, Allen won, having made a century in the first frame. Maybe that's on his mind. Wow, that was a poor miss.
Barry Hawkins, 6.
Yeah, it wasn't just missing it, but the manner in which he missed it. Long way off.
One. Six. Seven.
Again, beautiful touch.
12.
Just a little gentle cannon on the reds to hold. He knew he was going to be on this red to the left corner. It's that little short cue action. So not a lot can go wrong, especially when he's in amongst the balls. It's possibly not as good a long potter consistently as some of the other players, but there's very few that score as heavy as Mark Allen.
He's been insisting all season he's playing good snooker.
19.
He's been saying basically, my time will come, take my words. And of course it did come last week.
20.
He's played a lot of good matches where his opponent has played a little bit better, or he's had a good run at the right time. He's not been worried about his own form. Just bided his time, and now he's in
26.
a rich vein of form. And back, of course, Stephen, in a coaching
27.
relationship with Terry Griffiths.
Yeah, let's not forget, Terry's had the 2 previous winners of the 2 previous events, Stuart Bingham, Mark Allen.
33.
So himself, he's in a rich vein of form. Rare positional mistake from Mark Allen. Wanted to be straight in this red to leave the black.
Foul. Mark Allen, 33.
It's very unfortunate.
Barry Hawkins, 7.
One positive for Mark Allen is that the red being on this side of the table isn't the best for a left-hander, so Hawkins must employ the rest. That was beautifully stroked in. I think the standard of play generally with the rest now is just out of this world.
Yeah, that was a wonderful shot. Really struck it solidly.
Eight. Nine. Fourteen. $50.
Great opportunity this now for Barry Hawkins to take this second frame. Be hoping to have a nice angle on the black, although he wanted to be straight in this red to leave himself
22.
level with the black to play a little cannon.
$23.
So there is room. I don't know if there's reds available, but it'll be straight down into the 3 reds that are together. Just take the cue ball, just miss the pink on the right hand side as we look up the table. Doesn't have to hit this too much power. Perfect.
$28.
Okay, he's knocked a red on the
29.
cushion, but by the time he comes to play that red, it'll be the ball he needs to win the frame, so he doesn't have to do anything heroic with the cue ball. Although it has to be said, they've been going on quite comfortably down the cushions this week.
36. $37.
It's pretty much been the standard this week, Phil, when as soon as Barry Hawkins knocked in that excellent red with the rest, it's pretty much
44.
inevitable that the frame gets won.
We've seen so much fluent snooker, so many
45.
quick frames, quick matches, quality matches.
Although he'd be horrified that he left himself the wrong side of the black. Okay, shouldn't be too problem getting on the red, but he's going to have to play this with a touch of right hand side, which he has done. And now he's going to be hampered by the black, so the previous shot
52.
was very careless. Okay, just make sure the red though.
$53.
with Allen in such golden form, it was vitally important
60.
for Barry Hawkins to seize this chance, and that's exactly what he's done.
$62. $65. $69. $74. $80.
Hawkins will be really happy with the way this frame has gone.
87.
Allen was seemingly in for 2-0, but now with an 87 clearance, Barry Hawkins finds himself back on level terms. 1-1, game on. Frame 3 in this first round match is about to begin.
Thank you. The third frame. Barry Hawkins to break.
Barry Hawkins looking to hit the front for the first time. Buoyed, no doubt, by what happened in frame 2. And if you don't think these two are well matched, listen to this. They've played 94 frames between them over the years in professional competition. Hawkins has won 48 of them. Mark Allen 46. And they've had two absolutely tremendous tussles at the World Championship. One victory each.
Excellent safety shot. Very thin contact on the red. Judge the pace to perfection. Similar shot from Barry. Doesn't have to have quite as thin a contact. Bit of room to play with. That's an excellent reply.
Yeah, thanks.
Hawkins is now ploughing a lone furrow. He's the only player left in the tournament who didn't qualify for it by lifting silverware. Earned his place off the rankings.
Nicely played, put it with drag, which means he could deliver the cue through positively. But he's got a little bit of an angle on this black. This is missable, and he'll be trying to cannon that red away that's just to the left of the black spot. So a lot to think about in this shot, and don't take your eye off the pot. Yeah, well played.
$8. $9.
Well, Lightning couldn't strike twice, could it, Phil? In 2 matches?
60.
I think it could. We had 2 147s at the recent English Open.
$17.
You can play into the bunch here and know that it'll be on the red, still to the left corner.
24.
Party pooper.
25.
Maybe if there was a prize for 147, he might take the risk. But it's too important, this frame.
30.
And going up for the blue, he left himself short of pace, so consequences, he's left himself a medium range pot. But again,
31.
very nicely played with drag. Controlled the cue ball very well.
Want to know how tough today's group is? Well, how about the fact that before it started, this man who's playing beautiful snooker was the outsider. The outsider of 4.
38. $39.
Yeah, that's what I was saying at the start of this match. Sort of the guy that's always under the radar. Ranked number 6 in the world. This was always going to be the toughest group of the week to call, in terms of all four players having a chance to win the group. That is a wonderful positional shot there. It really is.
$46.
Didn't have a lot of margin for error there to get on this red to the left corner. Now a little stun through the gap.
47.
Had to play this with stun run through to create a wider angle for the cue ball. As you say, there's only one red he can play for there. Perfect.
$54. $55.
Two reds to the left of the pink. I think they both go to right middle, so a little screw, a little dab of right hand side, as you see, taking the cue ball up towards those reds.
62. $63.
Yeah, probably just play the red that's to the right of the pink on its own. Maybe a little cannon on that red. Bound to be in a choice of reds if he makes that. There you see. Absolutely perfect.
70.
Really phenomenal snooker we're watching here. Just a snooker I love to watch, Phil. One visit stuff. Cue ball control.
71.
And this match is not in isolation. We've seen so many like it.
$78.
It's been a reasonable start to the season for Barry Hawkins. Runner-up in the Shanghai Masters, very big invitation event
79.
over in the People's Republic of China. Also in China, he made the semi-finals of the World Open in Yushan. So he's got a platform to build on here. And after that early onslaught from
86.
Mark Allen, this is quite some response.
87.
Probably play another cannon into the two reds next to the pink here. Just didn't get into the cue ball enough. So
94.
pretty tough long red to keep the potential of another century break on track. How did that not go in?
Calling all
Barry
pockets,
Hawkins,
none of them answered,
94,
but it didn't
and the
matter because Barry Hawkins, after being 1-0 down, now with a couple of big breaks, finds himself 2-1 ahead.
Mark Allen to break.
When this match got underway, we thought that Mark Allen had the potential to run away with it. They made an absolutely tremendous start, 140 break. Since then, though, well, it's all turned around, and it all turned on that shot when he potted a red, had to rely on a little bit of positional luck, actually knocked in the black, and since then, Barry Hawkins has been in command.
Well, Mark Allen broke off, he went back to his seat, shaking his head.
One.
That's the standard of the long pot in these days, is he knew, pretty much resigned himself that Barry was going to pot that red.
The application of just a little too much side there. Widen the angle off the first and therefore the second cushion. And that's why he's not on the red he wanted to be on, which was to the left of the pink.
Thanks. Barry Hawkins, 5.
Was able to put the disappointment of not being on that red behind him and play an excellent safety shot. It's got Mark Allen in a lot of trouble here. Can't play the usual containing safety shot because there's a red on this black cushion. Maybe forced to take in a pot on here. Sometimes you get situations where the safety shot's as difficult as a pot, so do you err on the side of attack or defence? That was an attempt at the pot. Missed it by a long way. And well, there's left a red to the right middle, the one underneath the black. And can kind of play it, I think, in a way where he's not going to leave a lot should he miss it.
On any table, the pot to middle is to a very small target. On these match tables, it's to a minuscule target.
No, it just shows the respect he's got for his opponent, not taking that red on. He's just won 2 frames in one visit. You'd think he'd be confident, take the opportunity to get in early again. I suppose that's what these short matches, these best of sevens do. You don't want to take any risks.
Well, that will do. Cue ball deep in Volk. It's a splendid venue, the Rico. Now becoming an annual pilgrimage for so many spectators. This tournament growing in prestige and popularity all the time, as it should. Now then. Caught the black, didn't intend to. What damage has he done? Head down for Hawkins, just marginally too thick.
One. Four. Five. Ten.
I think Mark played for the Reddits in the black spot there. I always had this one in reserve.
Thanks. 11.
Fabulous shot.
14. $15.
Here's a shot to get the cue ball past the blue, but still hit the side cushion before the top cushion. Perfectly played. It's the beauty of when you're playing on such a lovely cloth, how responsive this one is you can play every shot in the book.
21.
That's what the cloth allows you to do.
$22.
Let's play this with topspin here. The cue ball, he's just looking at the line the cue ball's going to take. He wants to just glance off the black and then take the cue ball into the bunch. Nice touch.
Yeah, you don't win the World Championship 7
28.
times without knowing how to play a positional cannon.
$29.
A snooker table might look like any old snooker table to the untrained eye, but when you've got a playing surface like this, the players just feel capable of showcasing just how good they are.
35.
We can't overemphasize just how nice it is. Again, I'll
36.
reiterate, Pete Godwin and his table fitting team deserve an awful lot of praise.
$42.
Just an in shot to be absolutely perfect. You're never going to miss this red. But you could just see their expression on his face. These players are perfectionists when you're break
43.
building. You're an inch or two out, and again, he looks to the skies. He knows he's not where he wants to be.
Give me a second more. Thank you. 50. $51.
Really putting all the concentration and effort into this that he can, Mark Allen. It's a big frame. Obvious thing to say, but doesn't want to go 3-1 down in a first to 4 match.
$58.
The break goes to 58. The lead is now up to 53, which means red and pink will be enough to leave Hawkins requiring a snooker. If he goes red-blue, he'd need another red.
$59.
Now, he's stretching quite substantially there. He looked rather awkward,
63.
and yet he knocked it in as though it was over the pocket.
$64.
Crowd now, they're applauding. It should be 2-2, almost certainly now.
Black ball. 71.
Even that little previous
72.
shot from black to red. Just the cue ball just edged just past the reds. Kept them in such close control. I love how hard he's trying to make the century break. The frame's already won, but you can see how much he wants to clear the table.
79. Eight.
He made 52 centuries last season. 21 he's put together so far this season.
$87. 88.
Just about okay.
93.
Well, there's no quarter given
95.
here. The phrase when an immovable
98.
force meets an irresistible object, something's got to give. Or was it the other way around?
102.
But you know what I mean.
Mark Allen.
2 centuries for Mark
And the
Allen.
frame.
2 frames won. 2-2. Everything to play for in the latter part of what's turning out to be a cracking contest. Vintage afternoon of snooker. The good folk of Coventry
Thank you,
are
frame
seeing
5.
at the champion of
Barry
champions
Hawkins to break.
already one major talking point. Mark Selby, the world #1, has compiled a 147 break. But to no avail, he beat, or I should say he got beaten by Neil Robertson 4-3. That was the first opening round match of the day. And then in this contest it's been quality all the way also.
Barry Hawkins can play this red to left corner, and as long as he screws the cue ball somewhere near the right middle, the only red he can leave is the one he's playing. Oh, he's turning it down completely, which surprises me a little bit. But at 2-2, I suppose it's try and keep things as tight as possible. He knows the scoring form his opponent's in. Very aggressive safety shot, deliberately hitting the reds thick to open them up. But when you play that shot, it's the only drawback. You have a chance of putting a red near a pocket. Although this looks, at first glance, pretty straight. There's a little bit of angle. You can get the cue ball back out. And that was the risky side of the shot that Mark Allen played. It's a good shot to play. I agree totally with it. How many points is it going to cost?
Well, the reds are spread far and wide. The black isn't easily accessible.
6.
But with one good positional shot right here, Hawkins will be bang in.
Yeah, you can stun for the pink to the right middle. Oh, did not expect him to miss
Barry
that.
Hawkins,
There was pressure on it. Look at where he's
6.
left the white. But still, the snooker we've seen today, I didn't expect him to miss this. But you can see that wasn't the smoothest of cue actions, smoothest of deliveries through the cue ball. A little bit of tension in that arm there.
Before he missed that red, his pot success rate was 95%. It's plunged to 93.
Well, you'd be shocked if it hasn't cost him the frame, the way Mark Allen has scored today. I certainly wouldn't bet against him making his 3rd century here. The way these balls are positioned.
Seven. Eight.
When you're scoring heavily, enjoying success, and playing near optimum efficiency, when you get these kind of chances, it almost feels like second nature. Certainly at this level, that these guys are going to make the most of them.
14. $15. $21. 22.
Probably have to use the cushion here. It's just got a little bit more angle in the blue than he would have liked. Just has to watch he doesn't make contact with that red that's on the black cushion. And that chose to play the cannon, which has turned out absolutely perfectly.
27.
Once this red's cleared away from the black, well, this really is a great opportunity.
28.
It's almost like a practice situation now. No chance, Phil, of Mark Allen ever suffering from deceleration.
35.
Cue action.
36.
And that's why you said right at the start, this kind of table, absolutely ideal for him. Most tables are, in fairness. But this one especially so.
42. 43.
During the course of a week of snooker on TV, I sometimes wish I could have a tenner for every time you hear commentators, myself included, use the word confidence. It's an intangible concept, but when you have it, it's invaluable.
51.
Yep, you can get in the habit of winning, you can get in the habit of losing.
Yeah.
Again, you could see a slight grimace. He's literally half an
57.
inch out of position, but he's not happy with it.
$58.
And the last point I'll make about confidence is that
65.
when you've got it, boy, you want to keep it.
66.
Well, in any sport, you're never going to be the best. You're never going to win titles without having confidence in yourself.
71.
You can have all the talent in the world, but if you're not confident of winning, you ain't going to.
72.
But this really has been a masterclass in break building today and cue ball control from Mark Allen.
$78. $79.
Here we are coming towards the end of the 5th frame. The lowest high break in any frame has been 87.
86.
Now the lowest high break is 86,
86.
but it matters not. No 3rd century for Mark Allen, but that was a really fine contribution nevertheless.
Mark Allen to break.
The question we must pose now is whether both of the matches this afternoon are going to go the distance. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it'd be in keeping with our predictions that this was going to be the toughest group to call. Must say, on a personal level, I'm very disappointed Mark Allen let me down, didn't make the 3rd century. This looks to be a mistake from Barry Hawkins. Could that be the last shot he's played in this champion of champions? One good positional shot here. You have to say the scoring form that Mark Allen's in could well be Barry's last shot.
This is the safety. It wasn't easy, just caught it slightly too thick. I think that's the best compliment you can give
6.
Mark Allen, actually, what Stephen said there, even before a ball was spotted, is at the end of the frame. I know exactly what he means.
7. $12. 13.
Again, beautiful touch, really was.
20.
Anyone, any amateurs in their club,
21.
try those little stuns. Just such tricky little shots to get perfectly.
$28. 29.
That was always going to be the shot that might
36.
decide whether he wins this frame and match right here. Tricky red along the cushion. Made to look very easy.
37.
That might have been Barry Hawkins' last ray of hope, that red along the cushion.
44. 45.
Again, absolute pinpoint position.
52.
Been a pleasure to commentate on this match, Phil.
Well, poor old Barry Hawkins sitting there. 93% pot success rate, I'll repeat. Hardly missed
53.
more than a handful of balls. And yet he's now steaming towards defeat, heading towards the door.
Once again, the ball on the
60.
string.
$61.
I mean, I know we've seen a 147 today, and obviously Ronnie O'Sullivan in patches in his group was outstanding, but for me, this has been the performance of the week so far.
68.
And this little red to middle is frame and match ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure how confident he is. He didn't just make sure the pot, did he? He wants to get position back in the black.
Just caught the black slightly too
76.
thick. That's why he didn't take the cue ball far enough for the red to middle.
Yeah, you can see how irritated he was. He wants to make another century break here.
Mark Allen.
So
76.
it wasn't Barry Hawkins' last shot, but he's coming back to the table, needing snookers to win.
And that might be that. It should be that. What a dynamic display this has been. Started off with a 140 break, added contributions of 102, 86, 76. I'll tell you what,
8.
someone's going to have to play well to stop him.
9. 16. 17.
Now wearing out Brendan Moore's shoe leather.
$24.
Allen today most certainly on the mark. Barry Hawkins didn't play badly at all, but he couldn't live with a Northern Ireland #1. Mark Allen 4, Barry Hawkins 2.